Dear students, hope you are good in health and doing well. The plus point of this present situation is that it diverted our minds towards technology and also gives us chance to develop new technology skills. So just take care. Well, now I come to the topic of this presentation. This presentation includes introduction to sorting and few of the sorting techniques. In this presentation we have covered sequential sort and bubble sort. So let me come to the next slide and we'll discuss each of them. Now, what is sorting? Sorting refers to the arranging of data in some particular format. It means putting an unordered list of data items into some specific order. It is known as sorting process. So sorting is a technique of arranging and rearranging the set of unordered data in some specific order. It can be done in ascending as well as descending order. Means from smaller to larger or from larger to smaller. So sorting is required to arrange the unordered set of data into some sequence in order to make the searching process easier. So with the help of sorting, the data can be searched from the list very fast. Now see some real life examples of sorting are. One is telephone directory. The telephone directory stores the name of people sorted or ordered according to their names, so that using names they can be searched easily. Another example is dictionary, which stores the words in alphabetical order, so that the searching of any word would become easy. So these are few examples, real-time examples of sorting. Now we come to the analysis part of algorithm. The analysis of algorithm depends upon two parameters, as we have already discussed this in our previous classes. So the two factors which are responsible for algorithm efficiency is execution time of the program, and second, the space occupied by the program. Execution time of the program refers to the time required for the complete execution of that program, and space aspect refers to the space taken by the program before execution. So sorting techniques are differentiated by their efficiency and space requirements. In this slide, we discuss the selection sort process and its algorithm. Also the working of selection sort, how it works. So the basic principle of selection sort is that it sorts an array by repeatedly finding the minimum element considering the ascending order from unsorted part of the array and put it at the beginning of the array. In this way, this algorithm maintains two subarrays. One subarray which is already sorted and remaining subarray which is unsorted. So in every iteration of the selection sort, the minimum element is find from the unsorted subarray and it is picked up and moved to the sorted subarray. So based on this principle, how this algorithm works? This algorithm starts from the first element of the list and searches the entire list until it finds the minimum value. As the minimum element is found, the sort algorithm places the minimum value in the first position of the array and then selects the second element and searches for the second smallest element from the remaining unsorted array, and again it puts it onto the second position of sorted subarray. In this way, the process continues until the complete list is sorted. We understand this approach with the following example. Consider an array of 5 elements storing the values as shown in the slide, that is 64, 25, 12, 22 and 11. The selection sort process starts from the first element and it tries to find the minimum element from the array indexed from 0 to 4 and place it at the beginning of the array. In this way, after the first iteration, the array will be divided into two subparts, or we can say two subarrays. One with the sorted part and another with the subarray of unsorted values. So after the completion of first iteration, the minimum element from the array 11 is placed at first location. After then, for second iteration, it starts from the second element, which is 25. But what happened earlier? As the minimum element was found in first iteration at last location, that's why the element at first and last location will be swapped during the first iteration. That's why we have seen here that after the completion of first pass, the 11 is arrived at first position and 64 is swapped to last position. So this algorithm finds the minimum index position of the smallest element and it will swap it with the current position of the array so that the smallest element will be placed at its accurate position. So after the completion of first pass of selection sort, the array now becomes 11, 25, 12, 22 and 64, as 11 and 64 are swapped because 11 is the first minimum element in the list. Now for second pass, this algorithm starts from second position and again it finds the minimum element from the list. Now the second minimum element is 12 and it is at minimum index 2. Since array starts from 0, the index of 12 is 2. So now the second element, that is 25, is swapped with the minimum index element 12 after the completion of second pass. So now the array becomes 11, 12, 22, 25 and 64. 11, 12, 25, 22 and 64. So the process will continue for the third pass and so on until the whole array is sorted. So this is the approach followed by selection sort algorithm. In next slide we'll see the algorithm of this process. So here you see the algorithm of selection sort. Selection sort process can be achieved by using two for loops which works in nested order form. If one loop presents under another loop, then it is called nested loop structure. So here the algorithm starts from first location for the first value of outer loop. The inner loop runs from second to last element. And first element is continuously compared with all the remaining elements of the array until the minimum element is found. And when minimum element is found, the value of minimum index becomes the location of that minimum value. And after the completion of this first pass, so we can say the completion of inner loop, the first position of array element is swapped with the array element with minimum value which is present at minimum index. So as per the previous example, after the completion of first pass, 11 and 64 will be interchanged according to this process. Then it fixes the second position with the minimum element and then it continues until the list is sorted. Now as per the efficiency consideration of this algorithm, the time complexity of this algorithm is big O notation, order of n square. Why it is order of n square, or we can say polynomial? Because the algorithm is using two nested loops, and for each value of the outer loop, the inner loop runs n times. So in this way, the whole program executed for n into n times, that is n square. So we can say that the complexity of this algorithm is order of n square. So this is all about the selection sort process. Now we come to the bubble sort algorithm. This is the another sorting technique, just like selection sort. It also arranges the list of unordered elements into some specific order. The order can be either ascending or descending. So bubble sort is the simplest sorting technique that works by repeatedly swapping the adjacent elements if they arrive in wrong order. So this algorithm compares two adjacent elements and swaps the element continuously if the first is smaller than second. So during first pass, this algorithm compares two adjacent elements in the way the first element is compared with second element. If first is smaller, then they both will be swapped. After then second will be compared with third element, and then third will be compared with fourth, and so on. The process works until the last element. So after the completion of first pass in this algorithm, the largest element is placed at the last location of the array. Then it starts second pass and the second largest element is placed at second last position within the array. So how it differs from selection sort? After the completion of first pass of selection sort, the smallest element is placed at first position within the array. But after the completion of first pass in bubble sort, the largest element is placed at the last location of the array. So this is the basic working difference between these two algorithms. Now we understand this bubble sort process with the help of this given example in this slide. Now to understand the bubble sort process, consider an array with 5 elements. That is, the elements are 5, 1, 4, 2 and 8. So presently they are unordered and we have to arrange them in ascending order. So in the first pass of this bubble sort algorithm, initially the first element 5 is compared with 1. Since 5 is greater than 1, 1 and 5 will be swapped. So after this first comparison, the array becomes 1, 5, 4, 2 and 8. Again 5 will be compared with 4. 5 is greater than 4. Again 4 and 5 will be interchanged. Now 5 comes at third position. Again 5 will be compared with 2. 5 is again greater than 2. 5 and 2 will be interchanged. Now at last 5 will be compared with 8. But now 5 is not greater than 8. So they will not be swapped. Now the last element is reached. So after this completion of this first pass, the largest element within the array list, that is 8, is placed at the last location in the array. Now for second pass, again the process starts from first element and it will work up to 4 elements. Why? Because the fifth element is already placed at its current position. Now again in second pass 1 will be compared with 4. Since 1 is smaller, they will not swapped. again 4 will be compared with 2. Since 4 is greater than 2, 4 and 2 will be swapped. Now 4 will be compared with 5. Since 4 is smaller, they will not swap. And lastly 5 will be compared with, now the 5 is at its correct position, that is the second last position within the array, and it is the second largest element within the array. So after the completion of second pass, the 5 will be placed at its second largest position. So in this way this algorithm works and all the passes will perform. But in this example which we have considered here, now the array is already sorted. Following array is already sorted. But our algorithm does not know this. So what happens? The algorithm will perform the whole pass without any swap to find out that the array is already sorted from this point. So in this way the bubble sort works, and finally the list will be arranged in ascending order of their weights. So here is the bubble sort algorithm. It is also implemented by using nested loops. One is outer loop and another is inner loop. In inner for loop, the condition which is tested is mentioned: array j is greater than array j plus 1. It means in each iteration of inner loop, the adjacent elements will be compared. It means first will be compared with second, second will be compared with third, and so on. And if first is greater than second, or predecessor is greater than successor, they will be swapped. Otherwise, the condition will become false and the new iteration will be updated. So whatever I have explained in previous slide is implemented using this algorithm. The time complexity of bubble sort is also order of n square, as it is using two nested loops here. So again the iterations will work, which see, for the worst case, if the total array is unsorted, then it will require n into n comparisons. Both loops will run n into n times. So that is order of n square. So this is all about the two sorting techniques. I hope you will understand this. So thank you all. Take care and goodbye.